What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Kory Willis. I hope everyone is having a great start to their week, having a great Monday out there. We are pretty much 2 days removed now from the week that was week 0 in the college football season, which was a doozy of a week, I would say. Like, what a way to kick off college football, I should say. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it just as much as we did. And, hope you guys are gearing up for the week that's going to be week 1 of the college football season. So we very much appreciate y'all listening in on the show. You know where to catch us. We're on many streaming platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio, and many other streaming platforms out there. So we very much appreciate you guys listening in to the show. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us know what we're doing and how we can improve the show for you guys in the future. We very much appreciate you guys' support. As always, you know who I'm with. I'm here with my good friend and co-host. He is Chris Bolton. Chris, what is going on, my brother?
Hey, I'm doing great, Kory. Week 0 is in the books. And, man, it didn't disappoint. The first game of the college football season was a great game, and we're about to break it down. We're about to get into it.
Yes, absolutely. So, it was a great week. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Just a lot of a lot of emotions still built up from last week.
The engineers are sleeping well tonight.
I think so. I really think they are. You know, they did well. I think ESPN with everything that they had to endure with after probably the biggest game of the weekend. Let's be honest. With trying to show high school football, they had to wait for dear life to get everything on track for that to start again. But man, they just couldn't stop talking about that game and everything else that came with it. But yeah, it was a great week. So you want to just go ahead and get to it, Chris?
Let's go ahead. Let's knock it out. Hopefully everybody who's listening, you're doing better than Florida State is today.
You know what? I'm sure everybody is doing better than what happened to Florida State. Look, I have not been able to leave Twitter without seeing FSU jokes on my timeline. Like, they're everywhere. I can't escape them, Chris.
Neither can Florida State. I mean, boy, DJE was catching it severely on Twitter.
Yeah, he's definitely getting all of the jokes, hitting them in multiple directions right now. I feel for the guy right now, but that's what it comes down to when you have NIL now, Chris, and it's always been that way in college football now, but the microscope.
Transfer portal. Yeah. He was a big portal pickup. Yeah. So that just kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah. That microscope on your career, it just, it zooms in a lot closer to even the little things that you do on and off the field now. In this case, on the field. So as y'all know, week 0 of the college football season started off with a bang, I would say, in Dublin, Ireland. And it was against the Florida State Seminoles and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. So, they kicked it off down in Dublin, Chris. It was a great game. And, in the end, there could only be one winner. Me and you had talked about it from both ends of the spectrum, from both teams, what they needed to do to accomplish this victory. But in the end, Georgia Tech stood on top as they defeated the Seminoles 24-21. And I think this was a great way to kick off the college football season. Haynes King, he had a great day through the air and specifically with his legs. He was 11 for 16 with 146 yards passing, but rushing, he had 15 carries for 54 yards, and he was a difference maker. Him and Jamal Haynes, who had 2 touchdowns, 11 carries with just 75 yards. So it was a big day for Haynes King and the squad. Brent Key, man, that man, we gotta give him some flowers, Chris, just because of the job that he had to take at Georgia Tech.
For sure. I feel like we've been giving him his flowers. Anyone who listened to the show previewing this matchup, we raved about what Georgia Tech has been doing as a program and the guys that they brought back heading into this matchup. And it's just very interesting how things played out, Kory. So many returning players for this Georgia Tech team, whether it's Haynes King, whether it was Singleton on the outside who got a few catches for Florida State, and whether it was Jamal Haynes at running back for Georgia Tech. They all stepped up and made plays for the Yellow Jackets. And then on the other end, Florida State has a lot of turnover on this roster, and a lot of guys stepping up into different roles, and a lot of questions that needed to be answered in regards to the playmakers that Florida State has. And looks like there's a lot of room to grow for this Florida State team this season, based off what we saw on Saturday.
No, you're right. I mean, if there was ever a time that you needed to figure out your flaws and figure out your deficiencies, the time is now. If you're Mike Norvell, because no one's going to feel sorry for. No one feels sorry for you now. You got to play Boston College this weekend. So, and they're going to be licking their chops right now. In Boston College, last year they showed flashes that they're starting to find things too. So
they want their game. They felt like they should have won that game last year, and they actually should have.
Yeah. You know what? That's the game that I was just thinking about. Like, yeah, that was the game right there that really should have put a fire under that Florida State team, and I guess you could say it did before what happened to Jordan Travis, but it really should put a fire under them now, because as what our good friend Deion Sanders likes to say, Chris, we coming. Like, BC, they coming.
Facts, Kory.
They coming, and there's gonna be nothing you can do about it if you do not fix this defense. If you do not fix the issues that on offense, like they got a lot to work on in practice this week, Chris. So I don't know. Good luck.
They do some things I kind of notice. They've struggled throwing the ball downfield. I'm sure you saw that graphic of DJU in the first half. Yeah, he's like 12 for 14 and had negative 0.1 air yards per pass.
I definitely saw it. I saw it as a meme, man. When I saw it as a meme, I said, "Oh, he feeling it right now. Like this is this isn't a good day right now. This isn't a banner day that I think he thought he was going to have."
Yeah, and so Georgia Tech adjusted and really challenged him to make throws downfield. And they couldn't.
No.
So that's gonna have to change. So either you got to scheme up some better plays to protect DJU, But DJU is the guy who we've been seeing him be throughout his career. Great athlete, really struggles to throw the ball downfield to play quarterback. And
Yeah.
so some guys on the outside are gonna have to step up for Florida State. But I think this is the price you pay when you don't hit in the portal or you become reliant in on the portal for trying to fill a lot of your needs. High school recruiting is still big. You still need elite guys at the high school ranks. But I think this is a byproduct of Florida State, really honestly under the coach Norvell being very reliant on the portal.
Yeah, it's very important now. And I think this season, a lot of coaches are about to see that the hard way or the easy way in terms of how important it is to build a team off of one, the high school ranks, and two, the transfer portal. You want to have the best of both worlds. You want to have really good talent, but you also want to have seasoned talent that know what they're doing when push comes to shove. So, I think Florida State got really humbled this past Saturday, and now they got to dust themselves off and really try to figure out how they can make this team a lot better, and specifically the defense, but I mean all around, like the defense, the offense, all of it.
Oh yeah, the linebackers got to be much better. I mean, you see a lot of the clips on how just Georgia Tech's O line was getting to that second level and just bullying these guys. So that definitely has to be fixed. And Florida State's O line, oh boy, if they thought Georgia Tech was something, just wait until they play Miami. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Miami is they might get 5, 6, 7 sacks that game. Some things really got to change for Florida State, and then for Georgia Tech, like I said, we got to give credit to them. This is a really good team, man. We saw another ACC team play. We're going to get to later on in the show. SMU, Georgia Tech looked just as good, if not better, than SMU.
Yeah.
So, the Yellow Jackets, man, they can have a year this year. It looks like a team that's very possibly can win 8 games. Would not be surprised if Georgia Tech wins 8 games this year. So we'll see how things play out. But much credit to GT. And man, that was Georgia Tech football. We talked about, they led the ACC in rushing last year. How they played Saturday was no surprise to me and you. We knew what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, we said it. we called it on our anniversary show about if Georgia Tech could really position themselves the right way in this game and really step up on defense as well as their offense, the sky's the limit for the team. And hey, they took care of business. And really, Mike Norvell and his squad had no answers for what Brent Key and his squad was doing in the games, and it definitely helped in the end. So definitely hats off to the Yellow Jackets. That was a really good win for them. A great start for their season. And we're definitely going to keep our eyes on Georgia Tech this season, because I definitely think they do have a really good chance in the ACC this year.
They do. So definitely much credit to them. We'll see how they continue to play going forward. Is one thing when everybody's kind of doubting you, and then you get the pat on your back. So we'll see how they kind of handle success going forward.
Right. Because you can drink too much of the Kool-Aid, and then you're going up, and then all of a sudden you start crashing down. So Let's hope they can be more of this, Chris, more level headed.
Hmm.
After a win,
I'm pretty sure they will be too. They have a lot to prove. I'm sure this is a very hungry team.
yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, partner, is there anything else you want to add to this game before we move on?
No, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, we will definitely see what happens with both of these teams as the season progresses, and yeah, we'll definitely probably talk about Florida State and BC later on in the week. So yeah. From that game in Dublin, Ireland, Chris, we will now head to Reno, Nevada, where the Nevada Wolfpack hosted the SMU Mustangs. This was a game, Chris, that I pretty much watched all the way through. It was very, very interesting on how
very dicey.
Yeah, very dicey. I meant to message you just about the whole storyline through this game, but how Nevada was, they were really putting the beating on SMU. I thought it was gonna be another shocker.
They were moving SMU around at the line of scrimmage, both sides.
It surprised me. I mean, they were doing what they wanted when they wanted on SMU, and I was like, oh my gosh, are they going to? They're going to actually do this? And like, I couldn't take my eyes off of it, Chris. I was like, am I watching the video game or am I watching a real game? That's all I want.
I know. It was crazy. SMU was leading at half. Nevada was leading at half, and it really had me like, okay, SMU, y'all ready to wake up? Because y'all were 25-point favorites, in this ball game, and it came down to the wire.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, but in the end, SMU, they squeaked out of a victory. They escaped.
we joked about getting on the plane, on the jet, and get back home real quick. Them boys got their stuff out the locker room and got back to Dallas ASAP.
Exactly. So yeah, they took care of Nevada late in the fourth quarter and won the game 29-24. But yeah, it was a good game. Preston Stone, he was 17 for 30. I mean, they were really getting out of after Preston Stone, but yeah, he was 17 for 30 with 254 yards, one touchdown, and he threw one interception in the ball game. But yeah, they were really getting out after Preston Stone, but still hats off to him and his squad for figuring out ways to win the ball game. Because I wasn't looking for Nevada to play that good, but they had a couple of guys come back on this team, and also they've been able to build their program after it's been quite a bit since Nevada's been a decent program, but I was
since Cap was there.
Yeah, since Cap was there. But it's been quite a while. But I was surprised to see them play so well. I like Brendan Lewis, their quarterback. He was 14 for 26 with 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he was accurate at times. That's what made me kind of be like, oh man, are we looking at a star right now? Is a star born before our eyes? So yeah, I was very pleased to see his performance, and I'll definitely keep my eyes on the Wolfpack in general now, because if I'm Nevada, yeah, if I'm a Nevada fan, I look at this as motivation after the last, several years that you've had with this program kind of being, pretty much being like cellar dwellers in the Mountain West. So, what did you think overall?
Yeah, overall, I was very impressed by Nevada. The team looked just leaps and bounds better than how they played last season. They were one of the worst teams in in G5 ranks. So they look very much improved. And SMU, get back to the drawing board. It's time to buckle down. Yeah, a lot of people giving you praises, us included. I don't know if that maybe got to their head a little bit, but I'm sure these guys will go back in the lab and tighten some things up. And it starts with the line of scrimmage. That D line with all the transfers that they have, that should be very dominant and play very well. The boys got to get to it. So I think they're going to really emphasize the D line, the O line this week, and improving. And next time we see SMU hit the field, I think we'll see a much better team at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, they were getting tore up on both lines of scrimmage. So hopefully they can really tighten things up on the offensive line and the defensive line, and if so, that could definitely help Preston Stone a lot, because man, he was getting attacked in that game. So yeah, it was a fun game overall. I enjoyed it.
Sure,
I definitely enjoyed it. So we'll see what happens as the weeks progress with SMU. But no, I agree. Anything else you want to add to this game, Chris, before we look at the other scores?
No. We can keep it moving.
All right. So yeah, other scores that happened over the weekend. This was an interesting one, Chris. So I'm not sure if you saw the highlight, but New Mexico, the Lobos, hosted Montana State.
Yeah.
Scored 31 unanswered points, Chris, in this game before losing to Montana State 35-31. I thought they were going to do it.
Pain, my brother, pain.
Ever loving pain. Look, man, I don't know how hard it is to be a New Mexico Lobos fan, but man, if you are, I feel for you, because that was rough. For you too.
That is rough. The team came back roaring, going crazy, and you still fall short at home at that. That's a tough one, man.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I thought they had it, Chris. I was like, look at New Mexico. Look at them. That transfer portal, their recruiting season must have really helped them. And then all of a sudden, they lose Montana State. It's like,
Yeah, tough one. We're going to learn some character. If New Mexico has some character about them.
Yeah.
It's a tough way to drop the first game, but we're going to see if they can bounce back going forward.
I know. So, yeah, that was a tough one. But, yeah, we'll definitely see as the weeks progress. So, yeah, we had Hawaii defeating Delaware State 35-14 in that game. Got a couple of other scores. Did you check out that Hawaii game, Chris?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Kory. I did not.
Yeah,
I was getting close to my bedtime around then. So,
well, Hawaii plays a different time of the day for a lot of us.
It was midnight my way when that game was kicking off. Oh, if it was on my TV, it would have been watching me.
Yep. I vividly remember seeing it on. I was like, man, it's getting a little late right now. Like, after that SMU game, I was like, man, I got enough doses of
we got two good games.
Oh my God.
Know.
I'm good. SMU and Georgia Tech blessed me today with greatness. I'm good to go.
Uh,
But yeah, Tarleton State defeated McNeese 26-23. Southeast Missouri State defeated North Alabama 37-15. And lastly, we had the MEAC SWAC kickoff.
yes, sir.
Yeah, against Florida A&M and Norfolk State. I know you probably heard a little bit about Florida A&M this year. They're supposed to have a really good football team in the
Man, we supposed
SWAC.
to have a squad.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They squeaked. They outlasted Norfolk State, Chris, 24-23. Just a little bit. Norfolk State was giving them a game.
Hey, just win, baby. Ain't that what they say?
That's
Just
what they
win.
say. Just win. Just win. That's all that matters. The food tastes better once you win.
Oh,
I
yes.
promise you.
Yes, sir. Food tastes better. You sleep a whole lot better. All that.
Exactly. I know. You look prettier, all of that, but yeah, those were some of the games, other games that happened over the weekend in week 0. So yeah. Another big way to start off the college football season, Chris. And we're not done yet because the real week will begin, and I know we will talk about it for our Friday show. Some of our big games, and I guess the return of Bolton's bets, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes,
We'll be back. We will be back. And if you tuned in, listened to the anniversary episode, we helped you out this weekend too
yeah,
by advising you to take Georgia Tech with the points.
exactly.
So we 1-0 for the season so far. So yes, we got you. We got you. We gonna keep it coming.
Nice. I'm loving it. The return of Bolton's bets in the 2024 season. I cannot wait. So be sure to keep it locked here on the Breakdown Sportscast, y'all, for that segment. Last thing I wanted to talk about with you, Chris, before we head out of here today. I know you probably heard a little bit about this news, but this comes from Yahoo Sports. Ross Dellinger, he writes for Yahoo Sports. He does amazing work. When
The best in the business so far right now.
Exactly. I love Ross Dellinger's work. So if you're ever able to read one of his articles, definitely do so, because he does a lot of good work in the world of college football. But he wrote in the article, as well as a lot of other journalists in terms of this news. But apparently, the NCAA, their oversight committee, Chris, is looking at eliminating the spring football transfer portal. I think that they're looking at sometime this week. I think I read about them really delving deep into ending the spring transfer portal part of the season, of the off season, I should say. So, what are your thoughts about this? Because to me, this it's just the NCAA just trying to figure out a way to feel like that they are, flexing their muscles and everything, and coming out on top by saying, look what we did, look how we're enforcing things, when it's not going to enforce things at all. Let's be honest. But what are your thoughts on this?
Man, I think this is a benefit to the sport if they do eliminate the spring window. Guys, just gonna y'all have to make some decisions, man. Like you know what it is when the season's wrapping up. This is better for I feel like teams when it's less. It'll be a little bit of less turnover in the sense of guys jumping in that April window, the spring window. Like, just let's make this a little smoother. Let's lock things down a little bit, a little more structure, and it'll help everybody. It'll help the players, because if you leave after the season in January, now you go ahead and get acclimated with your new team. Um, and then coaches teams can get their guys in there and already get them up to speed, and then instead of you think you have a squad, and then April comes, and then you got a bunch of guys hopping in that messes things up for you and can ultimately hurt them too. Because you think you're doing something to help better yourself, and you might end up transferring and not even get playing time to the school you're going to. Because when you hop in the portal at that April period, so I think it's going to help all parties involved in helping add some structure to what's been the wild, wild west of NIL and transfer portal college football the last few years.
Yeah, I didn't think of it the way that you did, and I definitely appreciate that. When you put it that way, Chris, it does make some sense. I can see why doing that can add more of a structure, and I'm not gonna lie, I can honestly see the NCAA seeing the whole Caden Proctor situation at Alabama as kind of a catalyst to this.
You're on it, Kory. That's what it is.
Because when you go to Iowa, when you leave Alabama and you go to Iowa, and then you stay there for a few weeks, and then you look at Kurt Ferentz, and then you look at his Scooby-Doo deviant ways, of getting ahead.
He looked at Kay back in the mirror. I said, I don't think this gonna work.
I think so. He's like, I don't think this is gonna work. I think I blocked for the guy I know, not the guy that I don't really know. Hey, the boy. You got another spot for me? I might come back. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all know I was just playing, man.
You know I was just playing around. You know I ain't mean to leave y'all like that. We cool.
Hit him with the Uno. He hit him with the Uno reverse.
Man, exactly. I mean, he threw that down on the table like some mad uncles at the cookout.
He had to spin the block. Came on back to T-Town
with the quickness. Oh my God!
But yeah, you're right though. It's that situation. I think that might have a lot to do with this.
Yeah. I mean, that was the biggest transfer portal mix-up or circumstance that happened over the off season. I'm sure somebody like the NCAA was looking at that and they were like, hold up a minute. If guys can just leave their old program, not like it, and then just come back within 3 to 4 months time. Oh, we gotta stop this. We gotta put an end to this, guys. Oh my gosh, I could just literally see that happening. So I think that was a little bit of the reason why this is being enforced or possibly enforced. We'll see what happens soon. But yeah, it was big news to me. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people had their opinions on this isn't going to do anything, and I still kind of feel like a lot of people that want to transfer out of their previous program is going to do that still. Mm-hmm. But that little tidbit that you did mention and just me mentioning the Caden Proctor situation, does this potential proposal does help handle those scenarios, I think.
Yeah, it would add a little, like we said, just a little more structure into what's been a structureless environment in college football world recently. It's just how things are at the moment. So I think this is one of a few changes that we can expect to see. As it's new to everybody, this new college football era. So it's new to the people making the laws and regulations and stipulations. So, and this is just part of that. You're going to see more and more proposals of similar, are similar to this to help fine tune how things are at the moment.
Nah, I agree with you. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if the proposal gets made, and we'll definitely update y'all on this situation. But yeah, it's definitely something that's big that I think is going to be a big deal in college football when it pertains to the transfer portal and everything that comes with it. So yeah. So that's all the topics that I have for us today, Chris. It was a great week 0 in college football. I enjoyed watching it alongside with you, and yeah, I can't wait.
That was just the appetizer, my brother.
That was just the appetizer.
I'm still hungry. We finna get fed this weekend, though.
I know this is like eating ice cream before the meal.
And you finished the ice cream, but you still hungry.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't worry. Auntie working on the chicken and the yams and cornbread right now as we're potting. She's getting all that together for us come Saturday.
Exactly. Yeah, like the chicken, it ain't even out the oven yet. You know.
The mac and cheese still in the oven. You know. All that. It's still getting prepped and ready. But come Saturday at 11 a.m. Central Time,
it's time to get food.
12 Eastern. Oh, it's on and popping.
get your plates ready, Chris. Because look, hey. I got my plastic forks and everything. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You're gonna need them to get your red Solo cup. Get all that.
Get seconds. Get thirds. Get it all.
Get it all. Try not to take a nap though. It's gonna be hard. But there's so many games on. You don't want to miss them. Just try not to take a nap.
Oh no. That's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. Look, we got Miami versus Florida coming up this week. I'm not taking a nap over that. On ABC, the SEC on ABC, I can't do that.
You ain't wrong.
I won't be doing that. Oh man, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
And we even get a great dose on Thursday.
Yeah, we do. We get quite a bit of games coming up on Thursday. Let's see. Yeah, we got.
We'll see.
NC
Western
State
Carolina, NC State.
Yeah.
That would be solid to see. Another solid game, Alcorn, UAB.
Yeah.
Not a bad game at all.
Dion taking on North Dakota State. That should be fun.
That will be a lot of fun. That'll be very interesting. And even, it's going to be nice to see Missouri hit the field and see what they look like. We anticipate them dominating Murray State, but still, I just want to. I love seeing good players play, and so Missouri, they have a lot of playmakers over there.
No, you're right.
It would be nice to check them out. So we do get a solid little slate of North Carolina and Minnesota.
Yeah,
a couple Power 4 conference schools back against each other. So it's going to be a good week, Kory.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited right now, Chris. I just can't stop thinking about this coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It should be very fun. And I think there are also some games that's coming up that Sunday too. The Sunday and Monday. Yeah, you got LSU, USC on Sunday, and followed up by Boston College at Florida State on Monday. Yeah, that is a Monday game. Totally forgot about that. So yeah, a lot to talk about. And yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about it on here this coming week.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Well, partner, always fun to chop it up with you, talk about all of the games during the season. This is going to be a big year. A lot of calamity is probably going to be going on in college football. So, we live for that. We live for the entertainment that is college football. But before we head out, Chris, go ahead and let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on social media at X. My username on X is Chris_Bolton_12, and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_. Holla at your boy.
Nice. And you can follow me also on X as well at Listen to KSW, all one handle. On there talking college football. Just wrapped up with AEW's All In pay-per-view. It was an all-time classic. I love Bryan Danielson, and shout out to him. He is now AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So, yeah. But definitely follow me on there. I'm talking wrestling, football, all of that good stuff. So yeah. But
It's gonna make it do what it do, Kory.
Yeah, it is, man. Hey, I love my wrestling. Me and you both.
We do. You're more of an AEW man, and I'm sticking to the good old WWE.
Look, there's a lot of good stuff going on WWE too. I'm a big fan of wrestling in general. So a lot of good talents coming in. We got a couple of big talents from all over the globe that's coming in. So I can't wait and see how that kind of transpires. But we got coming up this weekend. We got Bash in Berlin and NXT's No Mercy pay-per-view. So I'm already stoked for that on top of college football.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, but follow me on the socials there, y'all. But yeah, that's everything that we had to talk about for you guys on today's show. And as always, be sure to keep it locked here on the Breakdown Sportscast. But until next time, I'm Kory Willis. He is Chris Bolton. We will catch y'all later on.
Peace.
Peace.